And we're live in San Diego. A beautiful Friday afternoon or morning, or where are we? What's up,
Afternoon, what's up? And can you guys believe it? Like, I think it's a little chillier at night, and then it's like beautiful again during the day. We are going into November. It's freaking gorgeous. We're in San Diego. I mean, I think being in San Diego and being in our real estate market, we kind of have a lot to look around and be pretty grateful for at the moment.
It is amazing.
With everything else going on. I mean, our market's strong. We don't know what 6-8 months of the future look like, but we try to stay present. We try to look at what's going on right now, and we got a pretty strong market in San Diego, and it's beautiful out.
It's funny, I saw this.
You're like looking out the window like,
it's like literally gorgeous, sorry. Man, that was Adrian. So, Willie Nelson, you know, Willie.
Oh,
right?
your post this morning.
Yeah, he says, when I started counting the blessings of my life got a whole lot better, turned around, whatever he said, but anything Willie Nelson says, man, you just gotta roll with it, yeah, I guess.
You gotta roll with it. No pun intended.
Oh, you caught that one.
Okay, sorry guys. So we're actually gonna bring you some really valuable
Awesome
education
Yeah.
stuff for you guys today. So
Yes.
if you guys can stick it with us and go through all the corniness, we actually have some pretty cool educational tips that are kind of just things to watch out for probate, because
Yeah.
it's a scary word. A lot of people are like, ooh, probate, I don't want to deal with that.
Like,
Call
what
an
is it?
attorney.
What do I do?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so we kind of want to just give you some little tips of things to look out for.
Top 5 scenarios that you'll know you're headed for probate on your listing, and yeah, I mean, it's Ticor Title Talks. Top 5. We did ask the audience last time. Top 5 probate scenarios. So it's like a short sale. Most of us remember short sales when they would go and they're paying $380, but the loan amount is $450, so you're short of the payoff, which makes it a short sale. You submit it to the lender, it comes back approved, and it's just a regular listing, right? That's the analogy I use for probate. Probate is where somebody dies intestate, or somebody dies without a game plan or a trust or what have you. It goes to the courts, the probate judge makes a determination, tells who can do what, and the provisions to be done within that probate case, and then you give it back to the agent. It's just a regular listing at that point. Go sell it. So it's similar in that regard. But the first, number one, easiest layup way to know that you're definitely going to have to deal with probate from the title officer herself is...
Yeah, so if you have a single person, unmarried person, or widow, and, you know, if I was on title and I was just Haylie Collier, a single woman, and unfortunately I passed away, straight probate. There's no questions asked. Nothing around it. That is probate, because there's nothing left. Like, what happens? Like, it was a single person, not in a trust, which, you know, that doesn't give you the game plan, so we don't know, and done.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot on these videos. Having a trust is giving an instruction manual to the people that you leave behind so that you have a voice when you no longer have a voice on this earth, right? That's the purpose of having a trust, and we have wonderful estate planning attorneys we'd love to connect you with. It's important, you guys. But yeah, if you are unmarried or widowed or just a single person as their sole and separate property and there's nobody else on the title with you, and you don't leave us a game plan, the probate court has no other choice but to assign things and make those decisions for you, right?
Yeah.
So that is clear case of get
Red
ready
flag.
for probate. Yeah.
You may have talked to the cousin who was like, yeah, we're going to sell this property, and then you find out that it was their cousin's property and they were single and passed away. Unfortunately, the cousin can't help sell the property. They got to go to court. They have to have the judge determine.
We just had one of these in, what was it, LA, right?
Yeah.
The cop, yeah.
One of our clients, it was a single man. Unfortunately, there was a trust. He had everything, but he didn't have his property recorded in a trust. And that is the big there.
And he did all the hard work, and then you just got to deed in the trust. So we have a couple vestings.
Yeah, so that was one.
That was one. Scenario number 2 is, and the reason why we painted that one and framed it as the clear-cut, like, no-brainer on your own probate is because it gets kind of gray from there. Okay, so
it's a little dicey.
We're gonna help you weed through the reeds and the fog and figure this out. So when you have joint tenancy or you've got community property, right? That is a good way to avoid probate.
Right, so you typically can avoid probate. It's not the strongest versus having it in a trust, But
Right.
it is a good way, especially in the state of California. You do have the higher likelihood chance to avoid probate if you are held as joint tenants, because what does that assume?
It assumes
The other person automatically.
it flows right into title into their
Mhm.
names. Right.
Community property, same thing. Rights of survivorship, same thing.
Yeah,
But-
joint tenancy assumes right of survivorship, so you don't have to spell it out. If there's two
some people,
spouses,
yeah, some
somebody
people
dies,
still put it on.
all the title flows in there,
Yeah.
right? But
I
some
still
people will
see-
still write it out.
Yeah, I've seen it like pretty often. I think it just depends who's drafting the deed. It really doesn't matter recording purposes.
But by letter of the law, joint tenancy assumes right of survivorship. So if you're on there as joint tenants with a family member, a spouse, a partner, etc., the title will flow into the remaining people on title after you pass.
Correct.
And the same
But-
with community property?
Yeah. I was thrown off because I was thinking like 2 steps ahead already.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah,
You're
so
playing
same
chess,
thing.
I'm stuck on checkers over here.
Yes, so exactly. But so what are the other ones, Ryan, that could potentially go to probate?
So a tenant in common is you have to expressly indicate right of survivorship or not.
Mhm.
So a TIC, when you buy it, sometimes there's 2 people, sometimes there's 10 people on a TIC. Any type of
Yeah.
tenant in common can go to be probated if you don't spell out and indicate right of survivorship. So.
And you know, too, just as we're doing this video, and I'm thinking, I know this is kind of off topic, but it's important for you guys to kind of know at least the basis of how things are held. Maybe that will be our next video. Let us know, you guys, if you guys want to know about different kind of vestings.
Yeah,
but-
please comment and
yeah.
share if that'd be a video that could be ask the audience.
Yeah, but
Watch
you
it.
know, I think it's really important to let you guys know when you are going through the escrow process to inform your buyers that these are the different ways to hold title, and it is the strongest probably to have it in your trust. I think
No.
that's a pretty strong educational point.
Exactly. No. So we have joint tenancy, community property. You're in good shape on those. Tenants in common without right of survivorship, you could be headed for probate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
3, we have anything that invalidates the trust. Okay. So I did my job. I got it in the trust, but fraud could be one of those things that there's a fraudulent trust drafted and recorded. Happens a lot.
Or sometimes trusts like don't have the proper documentation that states what's needed. I mean, this is a very rare case, and the attorney probably should be out of business.
Or LegalZoom or some of
Yeah.
these online stuff, the user could screw it up.
Yeah, exactly. And so if there's any discrepancies or like, you know, it's not stated the powers of what happens to your real estate assets or financial assets of who the successor trustee is, if it's not clear on the trust and there's a discrepancy and it doesn't state any kind of powers, that could potentially invalidate the trust because you still don't have any game plan.
A clear indication of what to do.
Exactly.
So the judge, if there's room for interpretation, the judge has to make a call, and so you're headed for probate. So yeah, I mean, if there's a fraudulent trust is a no-brainer, but there are things that you want to make sure you talk to, in our opinion, right? I'm sure there's wonderful merits to be had for these online trust building sites, but if it's LegalZoom and some of these that are quick, cheap, etc., it's on you to get it right. And so I don't know about you, but I don't want to be my own attorney. If a client has himself for an attorney, as a fool for a client, right?
You know, I think that's something that I'll take my ego down a little bit on that, but I'm not going to be an attorney.
Yeah.
I'll pass that over to somebody else.
It's like, well, let me see. Do I want to pull my wisdom teeth? Do I want to take my appendix out? It's
No.
kind of, you pay a professional to do
Yeah,
that, right? Like I
exactly.
can't give myself a tune-up anymore. These cars are too crazy. you
No,
know?
I
You
don't-
pay somebody.
Yeah.
Same
no.
thing with your trust, you guys. Just trust an attorney.
Yeah, we have great probate attorneys. We are both in very great connections with some. So if you do need them, let us know. But on to step number 4.
Okay,
This
where
is
is the fourth scenario?
This one makes me excited because this is one that I would hear all the time being on the title desk. It's pretty unfortunate because it does give, you know, family members or other people in the parties maybe the wrong idea because they're like, oh, well, they have a will. They have a will. It says in the will that I get the property. Unfortunately, a will does not hold up in the state of California. So a will and testament, it does not validate who gets the
It's not like
property.
a certified, accepted court,
Correct.
stand up in court type of
The
moment.
judge will probably look at that to determine who does get the property, but unfortunately for title purposes, we cannot go off of a will that's not recorded on the property, that's not, you know, the property's not recorded in it, And we can't go off of that and then you're leaving it up to the title company to make an assumption, and that's not okay. That's not what we do.
Right.
We pass clear title.
That's beyond our
We pass
ability.
clear title to the incoming buyers, and that's our job to make sure that those incoming buyers are free and clear of any judgments or liens from those sellers. So that is not what title does. You guys have to take that on, and it's, unfortunate, but a will and testament does not hold up for transferring property.
Now, the judge can take it as an indication on what to do, so your wishes may or may not still be honored, but that's up to the whims of that judge, right? What if he's in a bad mood that day? He says, I'm going to do it my way. It's kind of like having property lines and like a Google Earth map of the property lines versus a survey. Right? So over here I got my will and my trust, and or just my will and my last testament. It's pretty clear, kind of clear what I wanted. That's kind of like the aerial map with the little red lines on the property lines. This is a survey. That's like, Your Honor, this is standing up in court. This is going to be what dictates what happens here. The trust will dictate to all what happens in the wake of you're leaving.
Yeah, and so that was that's definitely something that we hear very common. Well, they have a will, they have a testament. I have it right here. I have a copy of it. Unfortunately, I can't look at that and say, oh yes, Ryan, you were the person to pass on this property. That's not.
You just can't make that determination. It's too vague. Now, I have one that we didn't talk about in the pregame. Okay, I like to throw her some curveballs every once in a while. So, what if we have an entity in an LLC that is in the Articles of Incorporation or an S corp that is a single man without a will, with no trust, right? And he passes, and he's part of that LLC that owns the property, but he dies and doesn't leave the game plan, no trust. What happens then? Or will there be provisions in the LLC documents that think about that?
That's a really good question. I would think that would still, if there's no provisions in LLC entities, that would still be.
We might be headed for probate.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, because if there's 5 members of an LLC and this person dies intestate, no trust, etc., you got issues for sure. I just don't know. We'll figure that out. That'll be your cliffhanger for the next time.
Oh, I thought you had the answer.
I
was waiting for it. Oh, I thought you had the answer. I was waiting for it. I was like, am I wrong? Am I right? I would say that would be a probate case, because I would think there would have to be an outside party to make that determination.
Yeah, because everybody else is biased because they're privy to the.
They have
they got interest.
They have interest in it. So I would think that if there was a single operator on there who did pass without a trust,
I'm pretty sure it's probate.
Yeah, I would think that's a really good one though.
Well, thanks.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We'll get
back to it. It's like a dream within a dream, kind of like Inception, a vesting inside of a vesting. So the last one, number 5, for sure, if you need to know if you're going to probate or not, is consult legal counsel. We talk to a probate attorney.
Shocker!
I mean, it's like, trust the pros, right? These guys, it's what they do for a living. I have one in my BNI. She has one in her BNI. There's tons around on Google, GTS, and you will find somebody that is in a better position to answer that than your friendly title rep, title officer, or us.
Well, and hey, you should probably have a probate attorney maybe in your back pocket too, to help with, they might need somebody to refer out listings to.
Right.
So
they encounter this all the time.
This is their job. They encounter this all the time. So this would be kind of a great opportunity. Maybe sit down with the probate attorney.
Maybe do a video with the probate attorney.
And let them just riff it all. Let them know.
Tee them up and then let them go to town with it.
So, number 5 is a huge, kind of just something to have. I would think about it. I would have attorneys in my back pocket. I would definitely have a probate attorney, because I would want to not be the expert on probate and have somebody that I can, say I have an expert. I have an actual probate attorney. And I know they have the certifications. You can be a probate expert. You can have all that kind of stuff. But also, if you're a probate expert, you're going to have a probate attorney helping you out being there. So,
there's some proactive things you can do. You can talk and call through your past customer base, call through your relationship selling, your friends, your family, your social contacts on social media, and tell them the merits of having a trust. There are trusts that can be built. I think Chantal, our friend, does them for $1,000. I mean, you can probably find price ranges that vary. Something that fits your customer need.
You could even, if you guys really wanted to, kind of ninja tip real quick, if anybody stayed through this one, you could send us your past clients.
They're all here.
You could send us your past clients. We can run them and see if their property is in a trust. Use that opportunity to call and be like, hey, I was just going through some past records. I wanted to check in with you.
I noticed you're not in a trust.
I noticed you weren't in a trust. I just wanted to check in with you. I just wanted to see, like, is it something you've encountered? These are the issues, that could potentially happen. I know kind of it's daunting to think about. It's a little morbid to think about if you were to die, but you got to know what's going to happen.
Hey, death is undefeated, people. So
it's coming for all of us.
You can hide under the covers or you can prepare, right? It's coming for all of us. And what if I had like maybe 200 past clients and they needed trust and I could farm them out to these different probate attorneys and maybe build goodwill with them, and then they would want to reciprocate.
Oh!
Boom! Okay.
Anyways.
So good stuff there. I hope. Why does it all matter? What does this matter? Because probate is a lurch. Probate is daunting. Probate is an extended timetable. Mm-hmm. You want to avoid probate if possible.
You want to avoid.
If you get there, we have means of getting you through that journey. If we can avoid it, your future self will thank you. So we are so proud and so happy to be your team and to be able to bring these little glimpses of education on Fridays. We're pumped. We're ready for the weekend in San Diego. And any parting thoughts, Haylie Collier?
No, thanks for watching, guys.
Awesome.
And let us know, too, whatever videos we can do, anything that you guys have questions on.
Oh, yeah.
This has been really fun for us to kind of ask the audience. If you notice, we've been switching it up a little bit. So let us know what you guys want to hear from us. We really appreciate it.
Alrighty, you guys, until next time, we'll see you, and happy month end, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, enjoy this beautiful weekend.
All right.
Bye!
Bye-bye!